When you feel healthy, you feel like, oh, I can conquer that. I can go out. It's not an impediment today. Did you feel more like that, having put your body through some quite grueling sports at the end of the process than at the beginning?
Yeah, absolutely. I think, and I used some of the. So I'd kind of reflect back. So I did the 2 half marathons in 7 days to make up the marathon. I did that in early October last year, early October 2015. So then as I went through some of the other sports and, you know, things that I found difficult, I actually used that. I just said to myself, you've already done a marathon, you know you can do this. And that was good. It did. I mean, I used my own experience to kind of to tell myself that I could achieve things, and it felt fantastic every time I was able to tick something off. That felt great. But also the experience of trying something different. Trying a different sport and realizing, or a different activity, and realizing, okay, I've done that, and that was actually quite nice. It wasn't, diving. I was terrified of diving. I was really, really anxious about that, and I went to the Olympic diving pool, and I booked. I paid for a session, for an hour-long session, and I went and I got changed, and I stood on the edge of the pool, and I stood there. And then I thought, I can't do this. And I walked away from the edge of the pool, and I went and stood by the wall, and I watched other people diving off the different level platforms and off the springboard, and having great time. And I thought, right, okay. So I walked again to the edge of the pool, stood there again, and then walked away again. And I did that for, about 40 minutes, going backwards and forwards to the edge of the pool. And then eventually I was standing there, and I thought, it's 40 minutes, there's only 20 minutes left, and I've paid, £8 or whatever it was. I thought, this is ridiculous. Think about all the things that you've done. You've got to be able to do this. So, and I just stood there and I stepped off, and I remember I fell through the water, and everything went through my head. I thought, I'm going to open my mouth, or I'm going to fall. I'm going to hit myself on the bottom of the pool. I'm going to injure myself. And then I thought, well, hold on, why are you? None of those things are going to happen. And then I opened my eyes, and I remember seeing all the bubbles just kind of going up around me, and all the bubbles on my skin. And I thought, this feels fantastic. And I came up to the top of the water, and I was like, right, next, springboard. And I was on the springboard, jumping off that, and then onto the platforms, jumping off those. And it was great.
That's amazing. Truly amazing. What's been the reception when you tell people about your experience after cancer, and the Freyathlon in particular? When I
tell people about Freyathlon, people say, they either say you're crazy, or they say, gosh, that's what a brilliant idea. I wish I'd thought about it. But anybody can do it. Tokyo's coming up, so somebody can do their own version for any other.
You can
event.
Put a challenge out there on the video now. See how many subscribers you get.
I don't know. If people want to do it, then they can.
They can. They fundamentally can. But I don't want to skip over this. The trick of taking the first step is often the hardest thing. Like when you started when you were quite unwell, thinking, what can I do?
Yeah.
And you started with the small targets, walking to the end of the road. That's very small, but it seems huge initially.